May I greet you in the name of our God, Emmanuel, at this Christmas. Christmas is about God's commitment and faithfulness to us, the human beings. It says God hasn't abandoned us. Despite our disobedience, indifference, and rebellion, God keeps coming to us. And at Christmas, He appears right where we are, and just like us. Our calling as Christians in this world is not an easy one. We face internal and external pressures that weigh us down. Anxiety about the changing patterns of life and ministry, and the fear of the unknown are real among us. Church or faith is often seen as irrelevant in our society. Also, many of us experience pain, anxiety, and fear in our own personal, family, or communal situations. Many a time, we find ourselves weak and vulnerable, wondering how we might fulfill our calling or even experience life in its fullness. Yet at Christmas, we see a vulnerable God. God's vulnerability is seen in overwhelming self-giving. He is born into a world that rejects Him, and yet He loves that world without limits. From this vulnerability of God, we get life abundant and complete. When we accept this God, who made Himself vulnerable for our sake, and receive the life He gives, and respond in love, all our vulnerabilities and weaknesses are carried in His strength. The essence of Christmas is unconditional love received, love overflowing into a world that has lost love. It is by receiving and sharing this love we become agents of hope and change. Christmas keeps on telling us that we are acceptable to God just as we are. And He tells us that we do not need to build a palace to receive Him. Our stables are good enough for Him. Our messy lives, broken hearts, and shattered dreams will become the sanctuary for God to dwell. I wish you all a blessed and hope-filled Christmas through Jesus Christ. May God grant you Christ's joy at this Christmas and Christ's hope in this coming new year.